All right. Okay. Well, welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And I'm going to, normally I'd have Michael light a candle, but I don't have a candle because I can't do it because of the oxygen. But I just want you to imagine a candle with the wax being all that is, God that is all that is, and that there is a light, one light. I don't know if you can see that in there, um, in my shot, and that as we would light a second wick, with that, the first light represents spirit or God. The second light that we light, I hope that's brighter. I don't know. Thought it might be brighter. Anyways, represents us joined, being here together and representing each other and with God and the all that is. And so it is. Okay. So anyways, with that, I'm going to let John do an opening song.
New month, new start. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start, from the heart, living in a better way. Working together with the skills of many hands, helping each other make the best life we can. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start, from the heart for living in a better way. Life becoming better as harm and suffering cease. With kindness for each other, we'll live and grow in peace.
Thank you, Jonathan. And Tim has joined us once. Here he is. Hello. Glad to have you. All right. Today's speaker is Carol Ann. Carolyn, I did not get to know, I didn't ask you what your topic was. I know it was going to be interesting. So can't hear you. You have to unmute, sir. Okay,
Don't think.
don't think, all right, okay. So, anyway, so she's gonna be our speaker today. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to the reading from 365 Science of Mind for today. Oh, wait a minute, I need to go to the 4th. How did I get to the 6th? Okay, on the for October 4th, it says, or is this the 5th? This is the 5th. My goodness, okay. For October 5th, it says, I pray without ceasing because I live in constant faith. The secret power of faith is in a conscious union of the soul with the oversoul. Realizing that God is an ever-present reality, I know that I cannot escape my union with the infinite. Therefore, I know that I am touched with the spirit of wholeness, filled with everything that the perfection of this divine spirit must contain. My being is so close to the divine that there is no separation whatsoever. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. I understand the meaning of the thought that no one can shut the doorways of my self-expression. I understand that there is no problem that cannot be solved. I realize that the truth is always established, and the power of good is mine today in all of its completion and perfection, in all of its purity and peace, in all of its wonder and joy. Knowing that I abide in the spirit of truth and that the spirit of truth abides in me, today I open my consciousness to a greater acceptance of life. I realize that my entire being is in the hands of a higher power, that my thought is molded by the divine will, that my mind responds completely to the indwelling presence that is God. I fast from fear and feast upon faith. For I am certain that every good thing that God has intended for me exists right here where I am. Acknowledging my good, I enter into the banquet of the hall of life. I recognize the spirit as my host. I recognize that all others are unified with me in the spirit of good. I pray without ceasing because I live in perfect faith. So that was Science of Mind 360. And so I'm going to have John go ahead and lead us in a meditation. So.
Love is in our hearts. Love is in our minds. Love is helping us with being good and kind. Living lovingly in our hearts and minds. Living lovingly, being good and kind. Joy is in our hearts. Joy is in our minds. Joy is helping us with being good and kind. Living joyfully in our hearts and minds. Living joyfully, being good and kind. Peace is in our hearts. Peace is in our minds. Peace is helping us with being good and kind. Living peacefully in our hearts and minds. Living peacefully, being good and kind. Being good and kind. I think you're muted.
Thank you, John. All right. So as we listen to John's music, let's take in a deep breath and just realize that we are relaxing, allowing spirit to flow in us and through us and as us. Let's take in another deep breath. And as we do that, just know that life is good, that spirit is with us, in us, through us, as us. And it is always present, omnipresent, always powerful, omnipotent, omniscient, all-knowing, and omni-active, always active. So as we are knowing that spirit is here, right this moment, that the love and the light, the life, the joy, the peace, the beauty, the power, the wisdom, the wholeness, the completeness, the perfection, the prosperity and abundance. His spirit is also in us. It is through us and as us, because spirit is with us always. And as we recognize this and unify with that feeling, I just know that today's talk from Carol Ann is divinely inspired, that Spirit is speaking through Carol Ann, and that we take with us something new to think about, to ponder, to meditate about. Also, I know for John's music that all is well, that it is also inspired by Spirit. And for each and every one of us that are on the call that I know of, including Deb, Carol Ann and Kyle and Tim and Hannah and John and myself and Michael, even though he's in an airplane right now, we know that he's divinely protected, that is with us. And those who are not necessarily physically with us, but they are, see this at a later time, we also know for them the good, that good is happening right here, right now, and that only good is happening, even if the appearances don't appear that way. The appearance may not be looking like it's good, but somewhere behind all of it, there is good. Always, always, always. So with this, I give thanks. I give thanks one more time. And I now release my word into the law knowing that it is so, and so it is. Amen.
Awareness is in our hearts. Awareness is in our minds. Awareness is helping us being good and kind. Living awareness in our hearts and minds. Living awareness, being good and kind. Being good and kind.
Thank you, John. And as you open your eyes, please also open your cameras. And to see that magnificent, wonderful art that is or to take the eye of the other person. All right, so good to have everybody here today. Thank you. All right, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Carol Andrick, and she's going to talk about don't think. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you so much. It's such a joy to be here. And please know, whether you are here live or you see this later, that your presence is enough. It is totally enough. And for that, I give great thanks for everyone. Don't think. Did you get it? Don't think. I'm going to say it one more time. And this time, after I say it, I want you to pay attention to what your mind does. What does your mind? I want you to pay attention to your body and how your mind and body respond to those two words. Don't think. So what did your mind do? Think about this. What did your mind do? Did your mind say, I don't get it? Where's she going? What's happening? Our mind is always busy. It's trying with everything to go back into its memory banks and figure out something close so that it can respond, so it can be in charge. And when it can't do that, it becomes even more on guard because it doesn't know. And how'd your body respond? Did you have a grimace? Did you think, oh, I'm in for it now? What was it? How did your body and your mind respond? Who would like to share?
I know for myself that it took me to breathing. I went straight to just recognizing my breathing instead of allowing thoughts. I'm sure there were still thoughts, but they were lessened by because I was noticing the breathing. So, that's major for me. I think it's a good thing for me. So, anyways, I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts or not, but
Absolutely. So you went into a space of openness to kind of see what's going on. It wasn't necessarily a scary place. It was, your breath. How much more powerful and sacred can a place be than that? Who else?
I just stared at your face and I didn't even notice myself breathing. I just stopped thinking.
Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. Anyone else have a response? Do they know anybody else notice anything? Okay, so we got the no, don't think. This next part of it is get out into reality. Don't think, don't use this head, get out into reality. And that's really what Diana was doing. You know, she was turning to her breathing, she was turning to an openness to see what's going to come next. Yeah, so hooray, hooray, hooray. So where are you? Where are you? If you need to get out into reality, where are you? Right now, where are you? You are in the here and now. When you are here in this moment, you are reality. You are in reality. And I'm not saying that that is good. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying you are here. You are aware right in this moment. So the question I am going to raise with you is it possible to live in this moment right now without knowing what's going to happen in the future, without being concerned about the future? Because now this is what I call a possibility question, and it's one that you can't answer yes or no to. It is a discovery question, and that means that you have to live it to discover what the answer is. And sometimes the answer is a very positive, yes, I get it, and I'm in the flow. And other times it's like, no, you know, the world's closing in, I got too many problems. But the fact is that you are there. And interesting enough, I have been posing this question of, is it possible, since 1983. And I love the question because each day it opens me to possibilities. It opens me each day that I have a choice. So if we don't think and we get out into that reality of what is, then how do we function? Yeah, how do we do this? And I think it's a great question. And along with being a great question, I think it deserves a great answer. So if we get out of our head, there is only one place to go. Can I have a drum roll, please? Can someone give me a drum roll? Okay, great. So how do we do this when it happens? The only place we can go, if we can't be in our head, now think about this, if we can't be in our head, we don't want to be up here. Where is the other place that we can go? The only other place we can go is down to our heart. That's where we can go. And is it possible to live from our heart longer and longer during the day? Is it possible? And that's why I call it a possibility question, because we have to live it to discover it. So when we drop down into our heart, then we are living in a place of open awareness without judgment. We are in a place of learning to be more sensitive and more aware. When I began my journey back in 1983, I was given the opportunity. I didn't think it was an opportunity at the time, but I was given the opportunity to drive into town from a ranch. And the ranch was called the Faraway Ranch. And because it was far away, it was deep in the heart of Texas outside of Kerrville. And I knew I hadn't been there that long, so, but I knew how to go to Austin. I knew how to get to the airport. I knew how to go into Kerrville for groceries. And, so I said, yeah, drive. So we all piled into the car, and, the ranch is on a, dirt road that's 2 miles long, and it's at the very end of it. So we went down the dirt road, and we stopped at the end of it. And Virgil said to me, "No, wait, before you turn, you're automatically going to turn to the right. Maybe that isn't the right way to go. How? I want you to check with the energy to see which way you need to go." And I'm kind of looking at him like a deer in headlights, but I know to turn right. He said, "I know that, but I want you to check with the energy to see if that's what you really need to be doing. Maybe we need to go to the left." So I sat there and thought, and he said, "So just, sink down into your heart and check with the energy." And I'm saying, "Okay." And I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of looking around without a clue of what I'm supposed to be doing. Then a car pulls up behind me. So I motioned them to come on through. And of course, they put their window down and said, "Do you need anything? Are you okay?" Because everybody, the four people on the road knew each other and everything. So they went on, and I'm kind of looking around, and I finally said, "I'm not sure if it's my head or my heart, but I think I really do need to turn right." And he said, "Okay, turn right." So great, we're going down the road. We come to the next intersection, and we stopped, and he said, "Now which way do we need to go?" And I'm kind of looking around again, and trying to go inside and feel which way has energy to go, and not doing the very best. And I said, "I think we need to go left." And just about the time I said that, somebody came up behind me, and I motioned for them to go through. And then someone else pulled up, and I motioned for them to go through. And he said, "Okay, we're going left." And my mind is saying, "That's wrong. You need to go straight." But I didn't. And got to the next intersection with a stop sign. And this time I was smart enough to pull over to the side of the road so I didn't have to keep motioning people to pass me. And I sat there, and Virgil said, "Just go deep inside, just like you were going into meditation. Just go into that deep, still spot." And so I knew how to do that. So I went in, and in the process of doing that, I kind of looked to the right, and I didn't feel anything. And I had looked to the left, and I could feel, I thought, like a little vibration. And I said, "Well, I think we should go left." So we went left. And everyone in the back, there are three people in the back seat, and what they are doing, they are sitting there and breathing and staying in the present moment, so that it would help build and support my sensitivity. And we went to the next stop sign, and without thinking, when we stopped, I looked to the right, and I just paused a moment, and I could feel the energy. Now, I had felt the energy before, but it was like, "Oh my goodness, the energy is light." And when I turned to the left, the energy was heavy. Well, okay, that's telling me. And I said, "Oh, oh, oh, I need to turn to the right." And there was this sigh of relief from the back, from the back seat. And he said, "Okay, okay, just keep going." And we got into town, and on a way I had never been before. In fact, it was with a lot of extra probably twists and turns that we didn't need to make. But we got there and we turned and we arrived on the same road that the grocery store was on. It was just absolutely incredible. But what I learned from that, what I learned from that is that, yeah, I really do have an internal guidance system called the energy that is there and it's with me all the time, but it's up to me to be paying attention to it. That's what made it so exciting for me. And as a result of that, and some people will say, well, then you didn't have to ask that question anymore. And I said, no, that was a springboard for me to stay focused and ask that question every morning. And as I go through the day, but now it is more of a conscious thing to me when I am doing something to stop and feel the energy to make sure that I'm moving in the right direction. I haven't, or when I get stuck, to go back deeper back into the energy and do some breathing to help keep myself focused. And it was absolutely exciting. And what I didn't know when I did it, that I was the first one of four people to be doing this exercise, and I got to sit in the back of the car. So I was the first one to do it, and I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. I can feel this. I know this. So that today, because of being aware of the energy at different times during the day, it is very easy for me as I'm listening to talking to somebody or doing something to be aware of the energy opening up within me and knowing that I'm going in the right direction. And it's just a little bit in the back of my mind. And when the energy starts to close down, it is time for me to stop, take some breaths, get refocused, and discover what it is that I need to be doing. And I especially had fun with that as I was preparing for this talk because it was like, oh my goodness, this is so much fun. And I really, really, really want all of us to be able to get to that place where uh, it becomes a very natural place that we do. Uh, Let me see where I am. Oh, I did such a good job. I don't even know where I am in my notes now. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And that's another thing that makes it even cooler is that I didn't need my notes for it. Uh, One of the nice things about being able to put our hand on our heart is that it just naturally puts our focus down here. And what I have often found is when my hand's on my heart, sometime if I feel myself, my head kind of getting in the way, I'll just very softly wiggle my fingers back and forth. You can barely see it, just to help me get back into where my heart is. So when we focus on our heart, we instantly can have the direction, the clarity that we need. And we can have it not just when um, it's a process that we can have it, not just when we're looking for clarity, but we can have while we're watching TV, while we are eating, while we are gardening, while we are traveling. It's there 24/7, just waiting for us. And so I say to you, don't think, get out into reality, because this is where life really gets exciting. This is where when we can live our life to its fullest. And Science of Mind talks about our big book talks about the Victorian poet Robert Browning. And it says of him, it gives him the quote of saying, "A man's reach must exceed his grasp, or what is heaven for?" And that's what we're doing. That is our purpose in life, to reach for what we want. And in our reaching, we can make it so much simpler when we have that inner guidance to give us our direction. Science of Mind reflects back on this quote and calls it immortal poetry, meaning it's going to last forever, because he had a spiritual sense of life. Isn't that a beautiful phrase? Spiritual sense of life. Our own John Miller described himself as a reality mystic last week, seeing things from the larger perspective, having a spiritual sense of life. And you also can get out here and into reality. And it simply starts for most people by putting their hand on their heart. So sometimes all that is needed to shift our reality is a little bit of wisdom spoken to us with a grateful and a pure heart. And with that, I found actually a couple days ago, I came across a powerful Lakota prayer, and I have spent time with the Apache Indians and have worked with them on and off, and with Chief Manitochi, and was kind of exciting not only to work with him, but also when he had a stroke and he could no longer speak, then able to communicate and work with him on the higher levels. And so this just felt really good that I wanted to share with you, and I hope trust that it helps you on your path. I know it has for me. So if you take a moment and close your eyes and just slow your breathing. Great mystery, teach me how to trust my heart, my mind, my intuition, my inner knowing, the senses of my body, the blessings of my spirit. Teach me to trust these things so I may enter my sacred space and love beyond my fear, and thus walk in balance with the passing of each glorious sun. Now, as you breathe in, allow these words just to settle down into your body. According to certain traditions, that sacred space from this prayer is the space between the exhalation and the inhalation. To walk in balance is to have heaven, which is spirituality, and earth, or physicality, having them in harmony. At the core of this timeless wisdom, the word is trust. And when we can stop, when was it that we stopped trusting ourselves? When did we start going? When did we start giving that truth, that power away? In many ways, the healing path is a process of reestablishing that trust with the infinite that resides in each of us, just waiting to be activated. So stop. Please stop. Don't think. Get out here in reality. And remember, What is real cannot be threatened. What is not real does not exist. Of this is the peace of God. And that's from the Course in Miracles. So thanks for your kind attention this morning. Your presence is overwhelmingly enough. And for that, I am deeply grateful. Oh.
Thank you, Carol Ann. That was beautiful. As you were talking about just trusting, driving home from the airport, it had to be Venus that was in the air, in the sun, in the skyline, because it was so bright, absolutely beautiful. This star, and I kept following it, and I'm driving, and I'm looking at the star, and I'm driving, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to know that what I'm doing is going to be okay, because I was doing, but really enjoying looking at that star, because it was just so beautiful. But what also this reminded me of was yesterday, I was meeting my sister, going to meet my sister somewhere, and I went out of the house without the keys, my keys. Now Michael had to get he went to take a little nap before he had to go do a wedding or a rehearsal or whatever. I don't remember, whatever it is. So I knew he had to be up. So I tried calling him to so he could get me the keys. Of course, no response. I called like 6 times. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I waiting on this? And I said, okay, Spirit, it's time for you to take care of this. I need to stop trying to do it all myself. So when I call this time, he's going to answer, and he's going to be able to give me my keys so I can keep going. And so guess what? As soon as I stopped and realized that I didn't have to do it anymore, just let Spirit take care of it, there it was. He answered, got me the keys so I could keep going. But it's that moment of realizing that it doesn't have to be the way you're thinking it is, as long as you go back to that moment where it is the freedom to choose, the freedom to go. I really like this. I like this don't think. John, did you have any comments or questions?
Went very well with what I was talking about last week, and also the music today. So yeah, we're right in the reality picture here.
All right.
Absolutely. It's so beautiful because each person has a slightly different experience, and it is so personalized and individualized. It is just be a total miracle that all of this is happening all at once, and what we might think is something very bad can turn out to be something very good. And when we think it might be something very good, it turns out to be not quite so good, but it's allowing the universe to unfold naturally, which it is doing anyway. It's just not resisting it and knowing that exactly what we need, we will be receiving. And quite frankly, I get calls from people, they'll say, okay, I don't think I needed a speeding ticket, but I got a speeding ticket. So what gives here? I asked for the angels to surround my car. And I said, well, just because they're surrounding your car doesn't mean they're controlling your speed. You know? And it is being in that just that gentle place of ease and flow.
Absolutely.
Doesn't mean they're controlling the mind of the policeman writing the ticket.
Tim, did you have a comment? We can't hear you. I know you sounded.
I'm getting a lot of extra noise. Is anyone else getting that? Now it's gone.
Yeah,
That's
it's
coming from
Diana's
Diane.
machine. I think. Do you have original sound on or off?
I have it on. I probably need to turn that off.
Turn it off. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my fault. I thought I had it off, but I must have turned it on by accident again. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm gonna say, well, when you say don't think, I think it's more appropriate to say think, but then let it go. Let go of
Uh-huh.
the need to control, stay in control here, but release the need to control out there.
Absolutely. And you know what we do? We do unconsciously think that, we can control things, and let's face it, we can't.
Right. And when you get a ticket, it usually is, quote unquote, the angels telling you you need to watch out what's going on in here because it's causing you to cause an unsafe environment out there.
Yeah, so in essence, when you drive, pay attention to your driving.
Yeah.
What you're doing, pay attention to what you are doing.
Yeah.
Even if you're looking at the Venus in the skyline at the same time.
Yeah.
You start to keep it out. I'm fortunate that it was pretty, for me, it was pretty
Uh-huh.
traffic at that moment, so I could enjoy looking at Venus and still drive. Okay, Kyle, did you have a question or comment?
Oh, no, not really.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to turn this over to John to do a song. But thank you again, Carolyn. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
The guy I used to work with used to say, "We must work in divine order."
There you go.
All right, well, this is an old song that's kind of interesting. It's somewhat philosophical, and it kind of goes along with what we've been talking about. It's called More Aware. What is happening to you and me? What's going on? What do you see? What's it all about? Where does it come from? It's a living mystery. How can it be? An amazing show for being free. Dance aware. There's more to come. Thinking heaven, feeling hell, knowing something enough to tell. Dance and share. More aware. Pulsing on and on it flows, missing, noticing, so it goes. Opposites changing, more or less. Shining, raining, good or bad, improving, worsening, happy, sad, somewhat better, but not the best. Feeling heaven, thinking hell, knowing something enough to tell. Dance and share, more aware. Why not go for it? Take a ride, explore possibilities, search inside, sense the beauty of the song and dance. Weaving the sound, 1, 2, 3, 4, moving around to the melody. Know the truth of the moment's chance. Living heaven, changing hell, knowing something enough to tell. Dance, share, more aware. What is happening to you and me? What's going on? What do you see? What's it all about? Where does it come from? It's an educational mystery, an amazing show for being free. More aware, with more to come.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Okay, so it is that time in our service where we have the opportunity to give. There are several ways you can do that. One of the ways is that you can go to Zelle or you can go to PayPal, and you would go to sscofakron@gmail.com. That's sscofakron@gmail.com, and you can give that way. Or you can actually send a check or a money order with the word summit on it to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310, and we'll make sure it gets in our account. So with that, just know with me, all that we have. Let's put our left hand right over top of right hand over top of left. All that we have, all that we need is blessed with a very gracious manner. That Spirit is in control always, and we allow Spirit to control and to make us aware of exactly what is best for us, what we need to do next for each other. So I give thanks. I give thanks for all the gifts that it goes back to the giver 10 times or more, but it also goes to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living and the truth that sets us free. And so it is. Amen. Okay, John, good, more good.
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
All right, thank you, John. And it's time for announcements. So first off, next week our speaker will be Michael Mankus. He will be back. I pick him up on Friday night, late Friday night, like 11:30 at night. He has a wedding on Saturday. He's speaking on Sunday. Now he has his talk together already. And then he has another wedding later on in the afternoon. So could be a busy time. So next week he's the speaker. Week after that, it is me. I'm the speaker, and then John is the fourth week. So that's rounding out our list for right now. And I would have to talk about New Thought Media. Please, if all of our programming is shown on New Thought Media or through YouTube, and then of course there's wonderful stuff through New Thought Media that you can access. There's all different kinds of teachers, all different kinds of topics, just check out New Thought Media. So that's I did my John or my Michael thing for the moment. John.
Well, yeswise.com is where you can find my YesWise Inspiry posts, and also at my new YesWise channel on YouTube. It's actually not that new, but I'm actually putting more of my episodes up there, several a week. So you can find a lot of insight there at YesWise channel on YouTube or at yeswise.com.
Okay. All right.
Brief little posts.
All right. Carol Ann, anything coming up for you?
Absolutely. As the home repairs for a new house are slowly coming to an end, I am find I have openings for new clients and new people that are working with me in conscious living. So my phone number is 330-261-5510. I repeat that, 330-261-5510. And I am opening to having a few new clients, so we'll see where that goes. And then, of course, fall, winter programming I am looking at.
Okay, sounds great. All right. Well, with that, it is time for our moment of silence. And I'm going to turn back on my sound so you can hear this, the musicians. And I'm going to ring us in, and then I'm going to bring us out. So please take into your hearts and minds anybody that may have a challenge. Whether it be physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, but it's being taken care of right here, right now. So we'll just take that moment. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
And with that, that ends our service for today. Hannah, let us know when we are out of Facebook for the moment. And we join everybody, we ask everybody to join us again next week. So, okay. are we, out yet, Hannah?
We clear?